Hey guys, it's Colin with HK Land Solutions, and we are about to start our next job. We are over here in Zion Chapel. We got some mulching to do for a customer. I'll walk you over there and we'll take a look at it before we get started. But we got the Minotaur hauled over here and we are about to unload it. I've already got the chains and binders taken off, but we are going to unload it, make sure it's got def and fuel and grease, and then we got to go across the yard and basically going to be mulching all the way from the corner of his property, and this job is probably going to be done in sections, it sounds like, but we're going to start in this corner and mulch. We're going to shoot for about 40 feet 50 feet, 50 feet deep into the wood line, and then we're going to make our way down his property line. So eventually it's several acres right there that he's got that he's wanting mulch, but we're going to do it in sections. We'll mulch some and then come back and in a month or so and do another section until it's all done. So that won't be no problem. But let's get this backed off the trailer, filled up, greased up, get def fluid in it, and we're going to track down the driveway, down the dirt road, and come back up its other driveway and then hug that tree line. So I just don't want to go through his yard and tear it up, so we'll take the long way. But yep, let me get this backed off. All right, so I'll show you what we got. Let's see, so this is the front corner of his property where we're going to start. Basically it goes a ways down this way, but what he's wanting to do, so basically he's giving us a budget, and he said just get what you can for X amount of dollars. So we are going to get as much done as we can. He mentioned that he wasn't really wanting it a real fine mulch, backdragging it 3 or 4 times and getting it real pretty. He just wants to get as much done as possible as far as distance. So, but I'm a little OCD, so it'll still, obviously it's still going to look good. Won't have to worry about that. So basically we're going all the way down, and you can kind of see his storage shed. I think that's what that is, or no, that's a chicken coop. It goes ways past that chicken coop all the way to that other tree line that runs horizontal. So going to start right here, and I think I'm going to start with about 30 or 40 feet into the woods, be my depth, and then coming across, and hoping to get, for the amount that he's given us, we're hoping to get 40 maybe 50 feet down into the woods, and probably all the way parallel with the chicken coop. That's what we're going to shoot for, and he mentioned he might add some more after that. So we'll get to that dollar amount and that hour amount that I think it's going to take me, and we'll see what he thinks, and if he wants us to keep going, then we will. But yeah, this is what the next job consists of. Most of it's nothing real big. Most of it's just privet and yopon and just underbrush. He wasn't really worried about us taking out anything over 4 inches, so should be a pretty fun project. So let's hop back in the Minotaur and let's get started. show you what we got so far. So we're still trying to just get in here and get some of this material on the ground. Just open it up so we have some room to work. So I'm kind of going through and making a trail, and then coming back and coming off that trail and kind of mulching in blocks. It's a little more hilly in here and a lot of different changes in elevation, so it's taking a while, or it's going to take a little while. Probably can't see it on camera, but these are some pretty big drop-offs. And then working around all the bigger trees, and then all these bigger trees have limbs kind of right here at the base, so that takes a little while. And then all the vines up in the trees, trying to do what I can with the vines and not eat up a bunch of time. But that and then all this getting pretty soft. We had about 4 inches of rain last night, so I'm having to be a little more cautious of where I put the machine. But we've come back 40 feet or so. Still need to go through and clean up all this at the base of the trees. I don't know how much time he's wanting me to spend with trying to clean up around the bases and get all these vines, and I think he's really just wanting to begin opening it up and so he can kind of see down through here. Well, like I mentioned earlier, he's not looking for a perfect finish. He just wants this opened up so he can see through. So we have come to a standstill. What I thought was a loose hydraulic fitting on this pump actually turned out to be an O-ring. So I don't currently have any in my box, so I will have to go to the parts store and see if I can find one. Unfortunately, it's 5:30 in the evening, so I'm sure nowhere is open. So I'll have to go to the diesel shop in the morning, see if I can find something to fit it. Probably need to go ahead and buy a whole kit of them. So I got a feeling this won't be the last time this happens. I know there's that same seal on that top hose, on that top fitting, so probably just need to go buy a kit, a whole set of them. So, oh well. I thought it was just the hose or the fitting that was loose, which it was a little bit loose. So I tightened it up and got to mulching, and about 15-20 minutes later saw that it was still leaking. So further inspection, seal has gone bad. But oh well, it happens. That will be a pretty cheap fix, thank goodness. Just causes downtime, which is not cheap. So anyways, let me get this cleaned up. Let me get all my tools put back in the box, and I guess we'll call it quits for the night. Oh well. Alright, we'll be back hopefully tomorrow. I know we're supposed to get a pretty good bit of rain all day tomorrow, so might actually be a good time to come out here and get this fixed. And then I've got another job, actually 2 jobs to go quote down the road from here. So if it's raining too bad and too wet, then I guess we'll take tomorrow afternoon to get this button back up and go look at a couple more jobs. So we'll go from there. But all right, we'll be back.